Hello again, welcome back to LilyLuLou. If it's your first time visiting, welcome. My name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek. And if you've been here before, you're equally welcome. Thank you for coming back and joining me today. So I'm yet again doing another video on the St. Patrick's Day journals. I'm filming this actually straight after the previous video that you will have seen, because after I turned the camera off, I had an idea. I was working with the book pages in the last video to make a pocket, and then I thought, oh, I know what I could do with some of these pages. So I thought, oh, I'll turn the camera on and do it with you. So what I'm going to do, you've seen me do before with envelopes. I can't remember which journal it was I used. I'm just looking for a page that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to pick this page because it's card. It'll be nice and sturdy, and it will take the weight of several pockets. Yeah, I can't remember which journal it was, but I made a page of like tumbling envelopes, all sort of overlapping each other, that looked as if somebody had just, you know, thrown a pile of envelopes down. So I thought I'd do the same with pockets on here. So I've just sat here and scored loads of pages, so you don't have to watch me do that bit, because it's essentially what I did to make the pocket in the last video. And so I thought I would just turn the camera on and do this with you now. I've got quite a lot here, so that hopefully I can do one page in each journal like this, but I probably won't do them both on this video. It'd be boring to watch it twice maybe, but we'll see how we go. We'll make a start on these now anyway. So I'm just going to start sticking down the top edges of each pocket, ready to go. So, you know, we're going to have sort of a bit of a mass make of pockets here, really. This edge is a bit dodgy, so we'll chop that off. We'll miter that, and then we'll miter these. So how are you all? I hope you're all happy and well and enjoying the sunshine. It's nice and sunny here today. We've had loads of rain. To be fair, it was sunny yesterday as well, which is lovely, and we desperately need the rain to stop here, because the roads around us are just all completely flooded. We can't, you know, every time we go out, it takes, well, first of all, it's stressful because you're sort of wondering which way shall I go that I'm actually going to get through the water. And then you go out and there's a road closed, you know, you choose which way to go, and then the roads are closed, or you've got to drive through a deep flood, and we only have a small car now. I've always driven quite big cars, but now we only have a little car, so it's really stressful. Yesterday, was it yesterday, or I think it was the day before actually, I went out and I took the route that I thought would be safest to go where I want to go, and then we came to a massive traffic jam, and obviously there was a flood and I couldn't turn around, so I had to just drive through this flood in my little tiny car, and it spluttered, and I thought, oh no, it's gonna die and I'm gonna block the whole road. And it was so deep, I really do not know why the road wasn't closed. I'm guessing it was because the actual main road near us, the big A27, which sort of runs parallel to the coast, that was closed because of flooding at Chichester. And so I'm assuming that they haven't closed this particular road that I was driving down because traffic was coming down there from the closed A27. But it was yeah, it was hairy. I did have a bit of an adrenaline rush, I have to say. So it's nice to see the sunshine and know that at least some of that water will be slowly drying up. Folded that in the wrong place. I scored this one twice by accident because I did it once and I decided it was a bit too close. Actually, I should be just using glue stick on the top folds because it will be drier quicker. Yeah, so that was really hairy. So I did have a bit of a moment, but it was fine. It was okay. Right, where is this one supposed to fold? There. So I don't know if there's any other parts of the country that are having similar issues to this. We are having floods in places that have never flooded before. I have never known our local area to be like it has been this winter. And we are all assuming that it is because we've had so many new houses built here that there's nowhere for the water to go. You know, what was fields has been paved over for houses. And so I'm assuming that's why we're having so many problems this year. And I'm just wondering if other parts of the country are having the same thing. You know, are you having floods where you haven't had floods before? And if you are, do you have new buildings that would explain why you're having the floods? Or is it just that we are getting more rain than we usually get? I mean, it has been absolutely dreadful here. I've never known anything like it this winter. And it's, you know, there's all jokes and things going on the local groups on Facebook, but it's not funny because there's so many cars being damaged. I mean, my husband went out to go to work the other day and he had a flat tyre. And it's obviously the disgustingly massive potholes that are literally littering the streets here. And then when the streets flood, you can't see the potholes and you're driving through them. You know, and you get bang, bang, and there you go, more damage. Right, this one I was going to just chop that bit off there. So yeah, I'd be interested to know if other parts of the country are having similar issues. I mean, I remember years and years ago when it was first announced that we had to have so many new houses built in this part of the world. And this was all predicted, but obviously you are assured by the people in charge that these matters will be dealt with and these things are not going to happen and all the rest of it. And yet here we are. And I realise we have to have new houses. People need places to live. But, you know, around here they're building on floodplains. And as I say, it's just ridiculous. You know, and it's not nice for the people who are buying these new houses. If they're local, then fair enough, they know what they're buying. But if you're moving down here from another part of the country, you've got no idea that you're buying a house that is going to flood. It might not flood in the immediate future, but as things are going to get worse and worse and worse, eventually it's going to happen. And I read a comment somewhere that said it's up to the person buying the house to check these things, it's not up to their solicitor. Well, I thought that's what you paid a solicitor for, was to check these things. So I was a bit puzzled by that as well. But there you go. Sorry, we've turned the camera on and got ranty Karen today. So, I hope this is not boring watching me do this, but if you are new to making pockets, you know, you get a masterclass as I'm mass making all of these. You can see exactly how it's done. So I'm going to make all these and then I'm going to arrange them on the page so that they sort of overlap each other, and it makes the page a bit more interesting than just having, you know, a couple of pockets on there. It's a bit more fun. And I know I'm doing loads here, far more than I need for one page, but I am going to do this in both journals, as I say. I want both the journals to have the same sort of things in, not necessarily be exactly the same and use things in the same way, but, you know, I want them to be similar. I don't think we need all that on there. I mean, some of the things I'm doing, I only have one of whatever I'm using, so I can't put the things in both journals, but where I do have enough to do the same in each journal, that's what I'm doing. So how are you all? I hope you're all well and happy, and I hope you have sunshine where you are as well. It makes everyone feel better, doesn't it, when the sun's shining? So again, we don't need all that up there. We don't need all that down there. And I'm making these pockets gusseted just so that there's a bit more room in each one. Makes it easier to get things in and out. I could have just, you know, stuck the joke down on the page as it is and just glued around the three sides, but by adding the little wings, it gives us a bit more real estate. So we're going this way on this page. On some of these pages, you know, I had trouble deciding which joke I wanted showing. And on other pages, it's a very easy decision to decide which joke was shown. And on some pages, I didn't want either of the jokes. Right, last one. And these little icons that are on the top of some of these pages that I'm cutting off, I may well use those elsewhere, so I will keep those. Just pop all that over there for a minute. Right, so it's this one. One of these jokes I was reading and I thought, well, I've got to use that because that is my husband. Just describes my husband to a T. I may point out which one it is, I may not. I will see. Right, so that's those. So let's pop that out the way. I'm going to use wet glue when I stick them down, so pop the glue stick out of the way. And let's get these bits out of the way so we can see what we're doing. And then I'm just going to pick, you know, just make an arrangement that I think looks nice on this page. So we're going to want, oh, this is what I didn't think of. We're going to cover up writing, aren't we? So we need to be mindful of that. Which obviously is not a problem when you're using envelopes. And I can't go over the edges, the page edges, because obviously you won't be able to shut the book then. So, yes, didn't really think this through, did I? It was a good idea. I want that one behind something because it's got a bit of damage at the bottom there. Oh, that could possibly work if I angle this right. Do we have another little one that we could pop somewhere? Well, that's annoying, isn't it? I was trying to keep them as close to the writing as possible so they weren't too big, so I could fit more on the page. Okay, so I can do some of them. So the idea was that these would, you know, overlap each other, and then we could just tuck things in higgledy-piggledy styly. But I wonder if I could use some of the kit envelopes in amongst these. So say we had this one. Let's fold this and see. Not envelopes, pockets. This would be sort of an envelope to use to can't think of my words. Okay, no, it's not really helping. No, I don't like that. I like the you know, the contrast on the page with these black and white. So I think we're just going to have to go for not as many as I was initially planning to use. I need to be mindful not to go too close to the spine, where the spine will be here. So let's see if we can make this work. Maybe need a smaller one here. Or a squarer one. Maybe that would work. That'll probably be okay. Yeah, so I'm going to stick these down, so I need to decide which one needs to go down first. So not quite the tumbling envelopes, but a little nod to it. I'm going to put this one down first. Do I want a bit of green around the edges? I think I do. And I'm not putting little thumb notches in the top of this. A, the writing's too close to the edge. And B, when there's nothing in the pockets, they will, you know, it will just look like a page of jokes. And then when there is something in the pockets, you'll see that they are actually pockets. So, right, I think this one needs to go on first because of the, I don't want it too close to the spine. So then this one can go here. And this one could just tuck underneath there maybe. So maybe I should do this one first. Moved them. Oh well. I wonder if we can get another one on now. We've used a smaller one. Just a tad too big. There's a couple of here that relate to my husband as I'm reading them. Right, now I think we just need to stick with those. So it was a good idea in theory, not working out quite as well as I had hoped in practice, but hey ho. I think it still looks okay. I've lost my pin. Oh, there it is. Let's pop that in there. So now we've got a little shallow pocket there to pop something in, a deeper pocket there and a deeper pocket there, and obviously I'll need to go through and make things to go in all these pockets before the journal's finished. But that actually doesn't look too bad, does it? And if I find something small, it doesn't necessarily need to be another one of these, but I could perhaps put a little envelope or something there or there to make it look a bit more full, but I think that's going to be okay. So I'll pop that one in there so that those pages can dry. Right, hang on, I'm losing track here of which journal's which. That's that one. And then, shall I do one in here quickly? Let's have a look, which one's got the card page in? What does it look like on there? Let's go over the edge of the page. This is the time-consuming bit, is trying to, you know, fit them on, that A, they make sense, you can actually read them, and B, you're not going to be able, you know, you've got to make sure you've still got to be able to, you're still going to be able to close the book. This fold is not straight. Just doesn't look right, that one. I don't know what's happened there. This corner doesn't look right. Mind you, I'm covering up all these lovely flowers here on this page. Let's look for a different page. Oh, we could do it on the same page in this book, couldn't we? So, how does that look? Am I in frame? I feel like I've come down a bit low. That one, that black one needs to be underneath something else because the corner's damaged. And they need to be overlapping the right way so that you can still get things in and out. Pop them there. me take this page out of the signature. Actually, what's on the other side? Oh yeah, I've already put something on the other side, so okay. Let's put that one over there. Right. I could get a bigger one on here, I feel. What am I doing? Going that way, maybe? Look at the edge of the page, Karen. Can't go over the edge. Is this really annoying, everybody? I'm sorry if it is. But you know, it's just working around ideas. Don't want that too close to the top. I can't really have that there because you won't be able to get the things in there then. So it does have to go underneath. So maybe it does need to be, and that's quite nice because we've got different size, you know, the font's different sizes. So it's a bit more interest on the page. So maybe we'll go with that one. And then I've still got those other pockets, you know, they're not going to be wasted, the ones I've made and haven't used, because they can be used as pockets on their own, you know, in other places. So, right, so top one first. And then this one. And then the bottom one. Well, I hope that this has been interesting, and you've, you know, watching me faff about with this, you realise that if you want to do something similar, what not to do, how to go about it without making a mistake. And at least, you know, that will be useful if that is the case. If it's just been boring watching me faff and make mistakes, then I apologise. But that is, as I always say, the way I work. You know, I have an idea and then I have to actually sit and fiddle about to make it work. And as I say, with the envelopes, it was really easy because, you know, you didn't have to worry about what you're covering up. But with writing, it's a bit more difficult. So we've got 3 little pockets there that all work. So we can tuck, you know, bits and pieces in. Again, we have to make sure we're not going over the edge of the page, but I'm quite pleased with how that's come out after all that faffing. So I hope you found that interesting. Thank you for joining me. Let me just pull both the pages back in so that you can see them both. So that's that one. Got all these pockets left to use for other things. Oops. And then there's that one. It's probably a bit off screen, isn't it? I can't see exactly where my camera's filming. But there's the 2 pages that we've done. So I hope you found that useful. As I say, might have given you some sort of idea of how you can use this in your journal. But thank you for joining me today. look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, enjoy your own crafty time. Bye bye.